Hello, hello.
Hi there. Sorry for the confusion. Don't Trust Your Gut is by Seth Stevens Davidowitz. It's about using data to make better life decisions. What do you find interesting about it?
Um, it's interesting because he he gave the data which shows me to unreveal truth.
That's really fascinating. It's amazing how data can reveal unexpected insights. Are there any specific truths or findings from the book that stood out to you?
Um, Before I give you the sentence, you please remember you correct my grammar mistake and then give me a followed question, right?
Absolutely. I'll correct your grammar and ask a follow-up question. Feel free to share your sentence.
Yeah, I
Take
highlight the message that um, in dating app, the author said people choose a partner, um, people view the partner's job or income or their 외모가
in
영어로 뭐야?
외모 is appearance 또는
어,
looks라고 할 수 있어요.
okay, appearance, but the data shows that it's not important to satisfaction of the relationship.
Got it. You might say, people often focus on a partner's job or appearance, but the data shows these aren't important for relationship satisfaction. What do you think is important for a successful relationship?
Please wait for me to repeat the sentence. People often focus on partners' income or job, but data shows that uh, it's more important to relationship satisfaction. Uh,
You're
no,
close. You could say, people often focus on a partner's income or job, but data shows that these aren't as important for relationship satisfaction. Great
yeah,
job. What do you
okay,
think really matters?
but these
You're doing great.
aren't important in relationship satisfaction.
Nice improvement. Just remember to say for instead of in. You can say, these aren't important for relationship satisfaction. What other insights from the book stood out to you?
Um, sometimes the data consists with our basic 상식이 영어로 뭐야? Basic information.
Basic 상식 is common sense라고 할 수 있어요.
Okay.
You can say, sometimes the data conflicts with our common sense. Great job. What do you
Some
think about that?
sometimes uh, data align with our common sense, but the but the other times it's not.
Exactly. You can say, sometimes data aligns with our common sense, but other times it doesn't. How do you
Yeah,
feel about these surprising insights?
yeah, aligns with our common sense, but the other times it's not aligned with.
You're doing great. You can say, sometimes data aligns with our common sense, but other times it doesn't. What's
Ah,
most surprising?
okay, thank you. The other times it doesn't. Um, the another important interest corrected point is um,
You're welcome. Another important point is, feel free to continue when you're ready.
yeah, another important point is our we our happiness is related some activities that we don't think it related to happiness, our happiness.
Great effort. You can say, another important point is that our happiness is related to some activities that we don't think are related to happiness. What kind of activities do you think contribute to happiness?
Remember, you have to uh, give me the corrected version of sentence with 3 time repeat. Understand?
Understood. Here's the corrected sentence. Another important point is that our happiness is related to some activities that we don't think are related to happiness. Now, I'll repeat it 3 times. Another important point is that our happiness is related to some activities that we don't think are related to happiness. Another important point is that our happiness is related to some activities that we don't think are related to happiness. Another important point is that our happiness is related to some activities that we don't think are related to happiness.
Yeah.
Take your time. If you have more to say or any questions, feel free to share.
Yeah. Our happiness is related that we don't think it related our happiness, right?
You're close. The correct version is, our happiness is related to activities that we don't think are related to happiness. Keep practicing. What else would you
Okay.
like to talk about?
Our happiness is related to activities that we don't think it relates, right?
Yes, that's almost correct. The full version is, our happiness is related to activities that we don't think are related to happiness. Great job.
That we don't think, uh, then what?
You can say, our happiness is related to activities that we don't think are related to happiness. Keep up the good work.
That we don't think are related to our happiness?
Yes, that's correct. Our happiness is related to activities that we don't think are related to our happiness. Great job. Do you have any other
Ah,
sentences or topics you'd like to discuss?
for example, we think wait a second. I search the data in books. I'm searching for the data in books.
No problem. Take your time. Let me know if you find any interesting data or need help with anything.
Uh, okay. Let's see. Mm,
Sure. Take your time. If you need help with anything, just let me know.
okay. Running an workout is relatively high impact on our happiness.
Great job. You can say, running and exercise have a relatively high impact on our happiness.
Yeah,
What other activities do you think have a positive effect on happiness?
running and exercising uh, impact have relatively high impact in our happiness.
Almost perfect. Just a small correction. Running and exercising have a relatively high impact on our happiness. Great work.
Have
Any other
relatively
insights you'd like to
high
share?
have relatively high impact our happiness.
You're very close. You can say, running and exercising have a relatively high impact on our happiness. Great job.
Okay.
You're welcome. Keep up the great work. If you have any
Uh,
more questions or need help, feel free to ask.
and uh, working or hiking is
Working or hiking can also have a positive impact on our happiness.
yeah,
Great job.
working and hiking can also positively impact our happiness.
Yes, exactly. Working and hiking can also positively impact our happiness. Well said. Are there other activities that you think are beneficial?
Mm, but the relatively relative point of uh, happiness is low. I mean, reading a book uh, makes
Re-
me happy, but the data shows that generally the reading a book is relatively low in relate to happiness than working, exercising, or running, hiking.
you can say, reading a book makes me happy. But data shows that generally, reading is relatively less related to happiness compared to working, exercising, or hiking. Great job.
Compared to.
Are there any other?
The sentence is too long to follow, so please slice the sentence.
Sure. You can break it down like this. Reading a book makes me happy, but data shows that generally, reading is less related to happiness compared to working, exercising, or hiking. Does that help?
Reading is relatively low, and then
Reading is relatively less impactful on happiness compared to other activities like working, exercising, or hiking. Does that sound clear?
yeah, reading is uh, less impactive on happiness compared to working, exercising, running, and hiking.
Great job. That's a clear sentence. Keep practicing and you'll keep improving.
Um, and also, listening a podcast episode makes me uh, happy, uh, but it's also get low score on relative happiness.
Listening to a podcast episode makes you happy, but it also scores lower on relative happiness.
Yeah,
That's a good sentence.
it
Keep it up.
scores lower, and then
It scores lower on relative happiness compared to other activities. Well
yeah,
done.
it scores lower on relative happiness compared to other activities.
That's correct. You expressed that well. Great job. If you have more to share or ask, feel free.
And um,
Take your time. Let me know if you need anything.
uh, and as you can think, um,
Take your
our
time.
job, uh, job,
Take your time.
job or studying is relatively very uh, scores very low score.
Our job or studying scores very low on happiness. Great job. Do you have anything else you'd like to share?
Um, in when I read this this sentence, this 주장이 뭐야?
When I read this argument, good start. What did
Yeah,
you think about it?
when I read this data, I think I think about making a checklist uh, to improve my happiness.
That's a great idea. Creating a checklist can really help you focus on activities that boost your happiness. What kind of activities would you include on your checklist?
Mm, now I now I think about some activities that improve my happiness. For example, as I said, reading a book and listening to a podcast episode is scores relatively high on my happiness checklist, maybe.
That sounds great. Reading a book and listening to podcast episodes would definitely score high on your happiness checklist. Anything else you'd consider adding?
Yeah, I am considering uh, adding programming with AI.
That's a great idea. Adding programming with AI could be both enjoyable and rewarding. It might also help you improve your skills. Anything else you'd like to add to your checklist?
I am considering is correct sentence.
Yes, that's correct. You can say, I am considering adding programming with AI. Great job.
Okay, thank you. I am considering adding programming with AI, and if I add some other activities, uh, there can be um, what
You're doing
else
great.
I add mm,
You can say, if I add some other activities, they can be, and then list the activities. What else
yeah,
are you thinking of including?
they can be um,
You
they
can complete
can
it by
be
saying, they can be things like hiking, reading, or listening to podcasts.
oh, thank
What
you.
else do you enjoy?
Okay, they can be things like um, speaking with AI or writing about something, and
You're welcome. That's great. You can say, they can be things like speaking with AI or writing about something.
yeah,
Anything else you'd
writing.
like to add?
I would like to add hiking. Hiking also. Um, I used to hiking before marriage.
That's great. You can say, I would like to add hiking. I used to go hiking before marriage. It's wonderful that you're getting back into it.
Yeah, I wish I could someday I could hike uh, in many in mountain in South
That
Korea.
sounds that sounds wonderful. South Korea has many beautiful mountains to hike. It's a great goal to have.
Yeah, in South Korea, there are many beautiful mountain to go.
Yes, South Korea has many beautiful mountains to explore. It's a wonderful place for hiking.
Yeah, South Korea has many beautiful mountain to explore.
Exactly. South Korea is full of amazing mountains to explore. It's a great place for outdoor activities.
And uh,
Take your
I
time. If
I
you have more,
have I have uh, many habit, and taking a note after reading a book is one of my favorite habits.
that's a great habit. Taking notes after reading a book can really help you remember and reflect on what you've read. Keep it up.
Yeah, taking a note after reading can be booster my memory about the book.
Absolutely. Taking notes after reading can boost your memory about the book. It's a helpful practice.
Yeah, can booster my memory about the book. So, mm,
Yes, it can definitely boost your memory. It's a great way to retain information. Keep up the good work.
yeah, it's great way to retain knowledge, uh, knowledge from the book.
Exactly. It's a great way to retain knowledge from the book. Keep it up.
Um, and after taking some memos, um, I
After taking
re I review the other notes, uh, which uh, which may connect it.
That's a great approach. Reviewing other notes that are connected can help reinforce your understanding. Keep it up.
Uh, you forgot the uh, message that I give you. Your role is English teacher and correct my sentence. Okay?
Got it. Your sentence can be improved to, "You forgot the message I gave you. Your role is English teacher, and you correct my sentences." Okay?
Yeah, you correct my sentence and
Your
mm,
sentence was almost perfect. You can say, "You correct my sentences," and then continue with what you'd like to say next. Keep going.
어디까지 얘기했더라가 영어로 뭐야?
You can say, "Where was I?" or "What was I talking about?" It's a
What?
natural way to ask.
Okay, what was I talking about?
Perfect. That's exactly right. You can use that to pick up where you left off.
I ask you, what was I talking about?
You can say, "I asked you, what was I talking about?" That's a good way to confirm.
Mm, I forgot what was I talking about?
You can say, "I forgot what I was talking about." That's clear and natural.
Now we change the gear.
Now let's change gears. That's a great way to say you're shifting the topic.
Okay, now let's change the gear.
Now let's change gears. That's a good way to transition to a new topic.
Yeah. Uh, we have conversation about checklist for my uh, happiness, right?
Yes, we were talking about your checklist for happiness. You mentioned adding activities like programming with AI, hiking, and more.
Um, I'd like to build an app. So I think about what if I make an app uh, that can check my um, my
Building an app
that uh, activities related to my happiness.
Building an app that can track activities related to your happiness sounds like a great idea. It could really help you stay mindful of what makes you happy.
Mm. But uh, it's not my priority.
That's understandable. It's good to have the idea in mind for the future when you're ready. What are you prioritizing right now?
Uh, Now my my prioritize is focus on
What are you prioritizing or focusing on?
I focus on weekly leave and also yearly leave in 2024. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. It's great that you're focusing on planning your weekly and yearly leave for 20.
Yeah, I used to write weekly leave, but uh, maybe four, after October, I can't, I didn't write weekly reviews. Okay, after October, I haven't written weekly reviews. Mm, so I need to write weekly reviews. 어, 밀렸던 주간 리뷰를 영어로 어떻게 얘기해? Thank you. I need to catch up weekly reviews that I missed, missed. Ah, I need to catch up on the weekly reviews that I miss, and also uh, and also yeah, and also I think about yearly review. Yeah. After 2019, uh, I write yearly review regularly. Yeah, after 2019, I have been writing yearly review regularly. It helps me. It helps me review my entire year, and also uh, how I prioritize uh, my value or my purpose next year. Yeah, prioritize my value or purpose next year. Uh, for, okay, for the next year. In this year, I prioritize, uh, my first prioritize is health, physical health. Okay, this year, my first priority is physical health, and I plan ex how I continue my exercise routine. Okay, I plan to keep my exercise routine. Uh, but some months I really hard to keep my exercise routine, but the other months I relatively low. Go on, please go on. Some months I struggle to focus on my exercise routine, but the other I can't I couldn't focus my exercise routine. There are some gaps. Uh, there are some gaps between months. Fortunately, in December, I uh, scored high, relatively most high. Yeah, in December, I scored relatively high. 어, 정확히 말해서 영어로 정확히 말해서 to be exact, in December, I got most, I got the highest score in exercising. Uh, Next year, I also uh, keep my first priority on exercise. Yeah, I will also prioritize, and then, no, I mean, next year, I will also prioritize on exercise. Is it right? Prioritize exercise. Okay. And um, I want to prioritize speaking practice. Yeah, I want to prioritize speaking practice. Um, 지금까지는 이 영어로 봐. 지금까지는 okay, thank you. So far, I have been focusing listening in my English practice. But 3 or 4 months ago, um, I really tried to improve my speaking skills. I really tried to improve my speaking skills, and I set a goal in speaking practice. I mean, my goal is achieve 1,000 hours in speaking practice. I set a goal in speaking practice, and then my goal is to achieve, right? Yeah, my goal is to achieve 1,000 hours in speaking practice. Yeah, I have to keep working working towards, right? Yeah, I have to keep working towards it because uh, I really wanted to uh, have fluent have a fluent speaking skills. Yeah, I really want to have fluent speaking skills. Mm. There are many motivation to me in this effort. Yeah, there are many motivation for me in this effort. First, I want to be a role model to my kids in learning English. Yeah, and second, um, I want I I want to uh, get a confidence in learning English. Uh, yeah, yeah. I want to gain confidence in learning English. Um, I got confidence in reading and listening, but I didn't get confidence in writing and of course speaking. Yeah, I don't have confidence in writing and of course speaking. So uh un there are unbalancing. Uh, okay, your comment really lovely and it suits my mind. Mm. Fortunately, I have confidence in keep my routine. Yeah. Uh, okay. We need to wrap things up. Uh, could you give me summarization uh, in 5 bullet points? Thank you, but I want uh, summarization of our whole conversation. I started our conversation about a book that I recently read. Okay, that's not what I want, but thank you and goodbye.
You're welcome. If you need anything else, just let me know. Goodbye.